So I can so I'll tell you. When I was pure comedy, I was like, this is perfect. You put an aspect like this, right? And I knew that. But I didn't bring that one home, but if you want, I can get it. It's just. So I stayed on the oh. Thank you guys for coming. I know you got a lot of stuff to do on Monday night. A couple of thank yous up front. Thanks to Gina and Jackson and Jacob and Rayleigh and Aiden. I say this all the time because it's true. This job is the second greatest work on my life so far. Next to being Gina's husband and Rayleigh Jackson and Jacob's dad and Aiden's father. And I say that a lot because it's important to me. I want people to know that that's true, but I also say that so I don't ever stop remembering that. So I wanted to say that first. Also, huge thank you to Chrissy Young, the editor of the book in many ways, except the stuff that's wrong with it, that's all me. But she did a fabulous job, countless, yes it looks fine, yes it looks fine. You don't want to say it that way. I mean, just really, I can't say enough thank you. Tyler, Kev, Chris Deal, Sandy Stewart, man, all the bouncing ideas off each other and like, you could say it that way. You were very encouraging at every step. Even on the days where your best encouragement was a smile. I really appreciate it. Christy, taking all these pictures tonight, man, thank you so much. Christy is the best. And the EHQ team, Experience Headquarters team, man, Alexandra and Chris and Leanne is what I wanted to say, and I would have been rightish, but thank you guys so much for hosting us. This is my first book signing event, and I don't know how many axe throwing places also moonlight as book signing places. But so excited that you guys invited us in, and their grand opening is this Friday night at what time?
4 p.m.
At 4 p.m. So we can come here for the grand opening and then go to all the basketball stuff. So lots to do there. Alexandra's going to share with us in a few minutes about some stuff that you need to know for the rest of the night. The other thank you is to Phil Jones, Phil M. Jones. He's been an author and a speaker and a mentor to me long distance, and a couple of weeks ago I had a chance to go to New York City and hang out with him and learn some pretty important stuff. A couple of things about the book. I'm really, really proud of the book. According to the New York Times, 81% of all Americans want to write a book every year, and only 1% do. So this year I get to be one of the 1%. It's not perfect, but it's done. It's finished. I bought lots of copies. And some of you have already bought some copies. Appreciate that. I just wanted to get it done and to get it out. I get a chance to share some of this with you. Some facts about the book. Well, maybe the most important thing that anyone in here named Alex should know is on page 13, there's some incredible artwork by Emerson Villagrana. And if you do buy, or maybe I should say when, Phil would say when, you something to close by. When you buy a copy of the book, and when you see Emerson, invite her to sign page 13. She knows it's coming, because she did some art that was really fantastic. I use it in my slide presentation all the time, and it's in the book. And so I've got a great picture of us the other day with her in 5th grade, and then her the other day pointing to her art on page 13. So if and when you see her, don't accost her, but invite her. She'll be happy to do that. Some facts about the book. It's 23,000 words, changes, 46 chapters. It's a resource book. It's got 32 blind spot alerts, because I'm teaching a kid how to drive, and sometimes we're learning about blind spots. There's a bunch of stuff in our blind spots as humans, and sometimes we just run past it. And so to me, it was important to try to call those out. And your blind spots might not be the same as mine, but I just want you to be aware that we all have them. And if we're not thinking about them, we'll run right into some trouble. My hope is that this it's a book that sits on people's desks, managers. I would love for it to be something that accompanies the handbook in places. I mean, some folks have heard, 35-ish talks, and most of the stuff you've heard is in the book. Chapter 11 is written for high school students because I have the opportunity to go into high schools, and we've done 907 sessions in schools. And I've got some folks who are on staff at church, and they say, "You're allowed in the schools?" I smile and say, "No, I'm not allowed. I'm invited, and that's different." "Well, can you help me get invited?" "Yeah, don't be a jerk. Don't try to fix people. Just go in and serve them however you can." And so I mentioned, I think, Phil Jones, because he wrote this amazing book called Exactly What to Say. And he said you should write a book, write wide and edit narrow. And what that means is you write it so wide that it could apply to everyone, but you edit it so well that everyone can see themselves in it. And so I took that to heart, and really when I started the process, and it was one of the more vulnerable few months of my life, inviting people, "Hey, here's this thing, used to be a blank sheet of paper, would you please look at it and chop it up?" And they didn't do that. I invited 46 people across 26 different industries to look at it and see, how does this work in your world? Is there some stuff that makes sense, that doesn't make sense? Several different edits. One of the edits, I was getting a report back from someone who read it, and they said, "Oh, this part was one of my favorite parts." I thought, "I already cut that out." She's like, "You cut it out? Why'd you cut it out?" Like, I'm telling you, if you come do that talk with our group, that would play well. So I put it back. I put it back in the book. The whole idea is just, because my mission, you guys probably all have heard this before. My mission in life is simple. I don't just want to see people. I want to help people feel seen and feel valued every day for the rest of my life. And this is a way I get a chance to do it. And in a place where they don't have the budget or don't have the vision to be able to do something like this I'm bringing in, that's exactly what this is for. We do bulk orders. Also I'm learning this from Phil. And Phil, by the way, he sells 400 copies of his book, Exactly What to Say, every day. So I'm learning from what he does that makes sense. And one of the things they do is he does micro bulk orders, which is pretty cool. But they also do some customization, and he clued me in on how that works. And so it's possible for an organization to say, "Hey, we want a culture that's better communication. We love what's happening in this book. We want to kind of adopt it as our playbook to end division in the workplace and move people from being team members to becoming teammates." Could we do that with our logo on it? The answer to that is yes. There's some more to talk about, but it is possible for us to be able to do that. The goal is, for me, it's not just to sell books. I have a lot of books at home that I bought but I haven't read yet. If you're like me and you've ever bought a book that you didn't finish reading, please raise your hand. Thank you. People are good at buying books, which is great, and it could be really great for the residuals and all that sort of things, right? But I'm not really just after that. I want to make an impact. I want to help people feel seen and feel valued, and then put this into action. I want this really to be more than just some words and some chapters. I want it to be a culture that people fight for. This is true, I say it all the time. I'll always fight for you. Sometimes that means I'll fight with you, but that's because you're worth fighting for. It's true at home, it's true at work. And I'm not work Mike and then home Mike, it's just the same guy. Good, bad, good and bad, not the word. So my hope is that we get a chance to leverage this and help make the greatest impact we can possibly make. I had a guy tell me one time, stood up with me and he said, "Hey, Mike's not much of a finisher." And for me today, there's one thing I finished. There's some other stuff. I just tell you that because I think probably, if you're like me, you've had some folks, maybe well-intentioned, misplaced, say something like that sticks with you. It wakes you up in the night. It keeps you going when you're ready to quit. And I just want you to know that it's possible for you to finish the thing that you started. I don't always finish the thing that I started, but this time, I did. My goal for you, I bought a book probably 6 years ago. If I were to ask you, what am I known for? Like what do you know about me? I hope there's one 3-letter word that you would use. Because I believe it's the most powerful 3-letter word in the English language, not God. And it's for, F-O-R. I think it's the most powerful 3-letter word in the English language, and most people are forfeiting it because it's so much easier to be known by what we're against than who we're for. I refuse to be known by what I'm against. Am I against some stuff? Yeah, sure, who cares? I will be known by who I'm for. I bought this book for about $20 about 6 years ago. And what's happened is I leveraged that investment. It's not a cost that I spent money on. I leveraged that investment. And now I've gotten more than a 100x return on it. And I'm working towards a 1,000x return on it, and who knows, maybe more. That's my goal for this book. It's not that somebody would spend money on a book, they would invest in themselves. $15 for a book. $15, that's a lot of money. Maybe. Depends on the day, for sure, right? But I'm betting on people reading the book and putting it into practice and the person that they're becoming. That's what I really want. We're going to translate the book into different languages. We're doing an audio book that I'm going to release on the podcast for free for those folks who are not yet convinced, not that I'm the right guy, but that they're worth the transformation that could happen. That's part of the things that are coming. Also, what's coming is this. I'm not doing a weekend launch or a 1-week launch. I asked about 40 authors that I care about, that I've invested money in their work on Instagram. Releasing my first book. If you were me, what would you do? And I got lots of really good answers from about 7 or 8 of them so far. And one of them said, never stop launching. I'm like, never sounds like a really long time. But we're for sure starting with a 1-year launch, which means, I don't know, like a baker's dozen guy. So we're going to go not just 1 month, we're going to go 13 months, which that puts us towards the end of 2024. So 57 weeks and 1 day from today is the end of 2024. And so, Cheryl, I'm bringing the countdown back. Of a different way. I just tell you that because, I'm just a dude in Duncan who's for you. And I'm going to do everything I can in the next 57 weeks to let people know that. And if you're someone who says, hey, I'd be interested in being on your launch team, okay, cool. We've got a close Facebook group that already a couple of you are sub-role of you are in. And the goal for that is maybe once or twice a month for you to take the content that I'm putting in there and you just share it and put your own thought with it and send it out to your own audience. If you're interested in that, I would love for you. I'd love for you to be part of that. We're going to do some masterminds. We're going to do a podcast tour, 6-week cohorts, micro books, micro bulk, all kinds of stuff that you probably don't really care that much about. But the reason I'm telling you that is because it's important to me and you're here. And I appreciate you investing some time to be here tonight. I know you could be lots of other places. That's all of the big rocks. I told a guy named Joey Coleman. He's another artist, author. He and I paid the same amount of money to go to New York. Well, maybe not to go to New York. I'm not sure how he got there, but we paid the same amount of money to be in the same room. And he's written an incredible book called Never Lose an Employee Again. The first book was Never Lose a Customer Again. And people said, hey, if you write, this is a great book. That's the one I bought. And they said, hey, if you'll write a book about never losing an employee again, I'll buy that one too. He's like, okay, hold on. So he got to work and he wrote that book. He and I are talking at dinner an hour and a half after the event was supposed to have ended. And I said, hey, he said, Mike, you wrote a book? I said, yeah, well, I self-published a book. Anybody can do what I did. And he put his finger in my face and said, don't you dare. Less than 1% of all the humans on planet Earth, any country, have done the thing that you did. And then he started saying some nice things about the book. I gave him a copy of the book, but he said some nice things. He didn't have the book in front of him. Like, well, it's blue. It's one of my favorite colors of blue. He said volume 1, which makes me think there's probably a volume 2 and some other stuff. And he starts saying a whole lot of things that sound really, really familiar because it's the same thing I would say to any of you if you said, hey, I wrote a book. I self-published a book. Anybody can do the thing. He said almost the exact same thing that I would say to you. And then I said, well, I mean, that all sounds pretty familiar. That's exactly what I hoped that I would say to someone else. And then he put his arm around me and said, well, I guess then the only person that needs to be convinced is you. And the reason I tell you that is because I think there are some things that you have thought about trying, but for whatever reason, for lots of reasons, you haven't finished. You've tried a little, you even maybe tried a lot, maybe you tried a lot and you didn't tell anybody about it. So this thing that I've been doing now, since I started tap dancing, since I started doing some of that, which is true, so you know that. I start, instead of, I don't need you to stand up and tell me in front of people what the thing is, the big, hairy, audacious goal, the VHAG. I don't need you to stand up and tell me what that is for you. I just think the more that you have a little bit of extra courage, I met David and We Bought a Zoo, so 20 seconds of insane courage. The more you have a little bit of that and say, hey, I don't know what this is going to be like. Maybe nothing, but maybe it could be something. But I don't know who to tell that's not going to throw stuff at me. I'm not going to throw stuff at me. What I would love for you to do before you leave, we got axe throwing if you want. We got some food stuff if you want. Alexander's going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. We've also got book signing. Like if you haven't bought a book and you want to buy a book, I got some books. You can buy them. Even before you buy them, I'm going to, it's my party, so thanks for coming. In a couple of minutes, I'm going to pass out some books. So everybody in the room gets a book, and then we're all going to hold up the book, and Christy's going to take a picture. And you don't have to buy the book just because you touched the book. Gina has a different. Actually, I think those doors do close, and they may or may not.
Nobody gets out. Nobody gets out.
But I want a picture of this. The reason I hired Christy is because to help tell the story to me on the times where I think, does this even really happen? Am I really going to write volume 2, or am I going to continue to write volume 2? So that's a different thing. But before you leave, I would love it if you would take one of these and one of these. And at any point, get where you can just write something down, something that you want to try, something you want to start, something you have started and you stopped over and over and over again. You want to finish it. I would love for you to write it down. You have to put your name on it. I probably can't read your handwriting anyway. When I was in 4th grade, I started doing my signature. I started really working hard on it. And my teacher's name was Mrs. Payne, and she called me up to the front one day and said, Michael, I think you're going to be a doctor. I said, it's great. She said, no, I can't read your handwriting. Clean it up. And so as the folks who pre-ordered the book, we've had 44 pre-orders, which is pretty awesome. Because the average self-published book it sells 100 for the life of the book. And so we're not trying to be average, right? That's not what we're trying to be. And we're trying to move forward. My goal really is to do 3,000 copies, because that's when published, like traditionally published authors like, wow, maybe we should talk to Barnes & Noble or somebody else. So, in case you're wondering, what's the goal for the book? It's somewhere between 44 and 100 and 3,000. But I've probably got 100 of these sticky notes now from doing a version of this talk, not this one with the signed copies and whatnot, but because you guys are the first ones for that. But what is happening is when I say, hey, I'm a dude who prays, and some people like that, some people don't. That's okay. That's what I do pray whenever I think of you. You're my thoughts, so you're my prayers. That's what I do. And if you want someone who's going to pray for you or send good vibes or whatever that looks like for you, I don't have any reason to tell you you're not going to accomplish it or achieve the thing. I would love it if you would just write it on here, and then let me just take it home and put it in my stack of sticky notes of people I pray for. Because here's what I noticed. There's some stuff in you. I don't know if it's curing cancer or something really big that TMZ would get a hold of and other news outlets or whatever. I'm not really concerned necessarily with that. I just know that some days you look in the mirror and you don't think the person who's looking back at you is worth the effort. And sometimes you just need some encouragement. And so I want to be the dude who encourages you. Hopefully not in a weird way. So I would love for you to do that. Before all of that, Alexandra, please come up and tell us everything we need to know about Axon. Give it up for Alexandra.
Thank you. I'm Alexandra, one of the owners of Experience Headquarters, also known as Experience HQ. That's where you'll see us on Facebook. We have our grand opening this Friday at 4 p.m. is when our ribbon cutting is. We'll have some specials, some giveaways, lots of fun things. We have our axe throwing lanes open. We also have our paint splatter rooms. So we also have that available for you tonight. If you do want to participate, we have a special axe throwing session tonight. We're going to do $10 for 10 throws instead of your typical 30-minute, hour, or 2-hour session. So you're welcome to come get a waiver, just sign the bottom, bring it to the front counter, and we'll get you taken care of and get you started with that. We also have our paint splatter room open if you're interested in getting a little bit messy tonight. We have our full menu, so all the usual things are up on the TV at the front counter. We have lots of fun things like drunken meatballs, chili, beer cheese dip. We also have delicious cheesecake cones, so the cookies and cream cheesecake cones. Lots of unique things and drinks as well, but we are also special releasing a new dessert tonight called brownie fries. So those are going to be just for you. Nobody's had them yet. You're welcome to come and give them a try. And keep a lookout on our Facebook. We do have our grand opening this Friday, and then the next Friday, or the next Saturday, the 9th, we're having an axe throwing tournament. So lots of fun things coming. Just keep an eye on our page and come back and see us. But just find any of us in the EHQ shirts if you want to do any of the activities or get any food or drinks or anything.
I may have inadvertently misrepresented the brownie fries to a couple of my friends earlier and called them brownie nachos. So if anyone asks for brownie nachos, that's completely my fault. If you think brownie nachos, just think the brownie is, I'm sorry, I lost all my trains. Is this for me? Oh, fantastic. This is pretty awesome. So this is what that is. Thank you guys so much.
These are brownie fries with a caramel dipping sauce.
Brownie fries with caramel dipping sauce. Perfect. Jackson and Jacob, will you pass out one of these books to everyone, please? And if you already pre-ordered, I'm prepaid for your book. This one isn't yours. I have yours with sticky notes, right? But this is so everybody. Do you have them this way? How about this?
I was going to put like something.
Okay, go ahead. I asked you to do a thing, and you're going to do the thing. I know that you will.
That's yours.
Yes.
Crowd in, let's go.
You have
Everybody.
opportunities for you to provide books that have changed, absolutely. I know, I hear what you're saying. I don't know.
I have mine.
So you think this is going to be like a Kit Kat because of the way it looks? It's not. Kit Kats are great. This is not that. It's different, and it may be better.
We all need to crowd together.
Christy is taking over from here on the pictures. Can you tell us what you want us to do?
Hey, don't be weird.
I don't know how to
Everybody,
think
does
what.
everybody have one in their hand? So cute. You can just hold it up, and don't, and if I can see your face, just smile. Normal kind of smile. Again, don't be weird. You're so in the way. Maybe just grab a seat. Maybe just here.
So right here first?
Yeah. Maybe slouch a little because you're tall. But like, keep it like, yeah. Okay. Ready? We're so happy. We love the book. Yay! Can everybody be telling your friend about the book? Like, wow, oh my goodness. Show everybody your favorite page. Show them your favorite page. Good. Like you eat it, like you eat it. Keep going. Your favorite part? Laugh at the jokes. Laugh at the jokes. Okay, one more time. Good. Okay, good.
Yes. Tara's got to go. I'm not trying to keep you up. Like, I'm not making you go. I just remember everything you said earlier.
You've been here long enough.
Also, I didn't tell you this. This book is written on the 6th grade reading level. It's not. I'm not insulting you. I'm saying I wrote it so everyone would be able to read it. Tara's gonna go. Everybody's gonna be on TV.
Rotary Christmas auction, yes.
I'll be there.
I think it's easier.
Yep, we'll rotate.
That's a good sign.
I knew you would both lie. Either way. Sounds great. Thanks. We do this while I'm.
Thank you.
Amber, I saw you.
An hour ago, it was fun.
You know, you don't have to get it and run. I just want to make sure that you get it.
Good to see you.
So two more quick things. Now listen, I'm not requiring anything, okay? I have this stamp. Like, 'cause I told you I want to be, I'm 40. Like, I have this stamp. So here's what I know. Like, it's weird. Like, it's cool. My sister, my little sister, she loves me so much. She got the time of my birth tattooed on her arm. That's not what she meant, but that's what happened. 1:43 p.m. That's when I was born. Anyway, she bought me this stamp with my face on it, and it says Mike Kahn is 40. So I did not put that. You may put it in yours. Yeah. I didn't put it in most of yours, but some of yours, I did put it.
Gina. I have to go speak for a group of scouts.
You're not,
I have my
you're not
book.
required.
There's my
to receive
money.
it. If you
Okay.
want to have it, I for
You
sure
tell Mike I was
stamp
here.
my
Pat,
face
I'll
in your copy of the book. Not a prerequisite. I wasn't kidding about the sticky note thing in the pen, so I'm putting these over here on the stool. Take it wherever you want. Put the sticky notes with writing on it. Just put it on this table somewhere. If you want to do it while I'm signing, God bless you. I'll figure out who wrote it. But that was it. You don't know. You don't have to put your name on the sticky note. There's change in there. Would you like to take care of that? That's something. All right, I'm gonna scoot this back just a little. I know some of you gotta go. You're welcome to stay. This is a weird thing for me. It's a new thing for me. I'm an author who's signing books. Like, that's what I do now. It's not everything I do, but that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next few minutes. So you are welcome to, if you're gonna buy a book, you're gonna see Gina, and we have lots of $5 bills, they're $15. The investment you'll make in yourself by purchasing one of these books is $15. Or you can wait for the audio book on my podcast. Anything else?
There's snacks in the back.
There's snacks in the back, and it's none of the things that you could buy in here. So there's not brownie fries, but there's some other stuff there, and you're welcome to have any of that stuff. You're also welcome to go buy whatever food you want. You're welcome to throw axe throwing. Alexander said it's $10 for 10 throws. All that stuff. Any pictures that you take, I would love for you to tag EHQ on Facebook, Instagram. Certainly, I'd love for you to tag me in it too. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here.
So I'll stop trying. Thank you guys so much.
I'm grabbing me some of these. Go.
He's the last one left to get married, right? We'll get it done by this weekend. Well, that's a weekend. I was like, hey. Hey, the ring size is 6. I heard. I got a lot of ring size. No, the girls ring size is 6. I could use another ring on my head. Where's my book? Same old. You got your place. Victor. Sierra. My buddy Victor right there. Tanner's like, I got you, bro. Let's get out of here. Love you.
Okay, can we
He acts like he's so embarrassed.
That's what's so stressful, man. Fake it, oh, this is my wife.
I'm a real life person.
I introduced her to Sandy as Kelsey's mom. Those guys riding motorcycle to work with me. I'm like, they're like, you can do it. I'm like, I know. But then they're like, you can't trade it. You gotta ride it from your house.
You said something about needing like 4 or 5 more buildings.
Are you gonna get a book?
Well, I
They all look great. Yes.
I'll do it.
See you later.
From the stadium.
Where you guys?
I'm not that big.
I'll probably be
Still alive.
Hey, so I'm supposed to wear some.
I'll take it.
I said your husband. He goes, I thought Venmo was all. Well, it was Thank you, sir.
Also, I never had a great
I'm not letting you down either.
And I'll pay you. I'll be there. I will pay you. If you can make good decision out here, I will play.
Hey, y'all might be a good deal for you because I've seen you shoot free throws. So.
What do you think? Hey, Coach Knox. I mean, you get a 1v1. I mean, we try to be, but we can never get anything done.
That's always fair. Always fair.
Hey, it was their fault today. I was yelling and stuff.
If I beat you, you know, only one. You gotta let me play.
Thank you. Not mine. Thank you.
She chooses all the things she wants to do. A little Christmas tree, tripod. I know. I mean, they look like balls. Oh, they're literally round. Right. I know. I'm around. You are definitely around. I know that. I know that. We're glad. Yeah. And Cheryl, we can't do that. Cheryl, I know. I wish she would retire, but we won't do that. Maybe we have an
Are y'all excited?
Second half, the good half. I did not watch the first half.
I also had to come out here because they were blowing up my phone, trying to FaceTime. And then I see it was the rest of my friends. Why did they
life is so good. We didn't put all back in shoes.
to us?
Him being mean to us is an emergency. You would notice that.
They're both like, their faces are good. I should have screenshot it. I'm like, what is wrong? Why is he mean to us? He told us to get out of the room. They said, yeah, Mama, will you give me some chocolate? That's right. You know? Oh. Hi, Cheryl. I have whatever black one. Because I'm so and
I do like the black pretty shirt.
I like
Yeah, I got white.
You can go play.
In the interest of clear communication, we'll take that out the way, right?
But it's less than 90. That should not have gone.
That was my goal. I just couldn't reach it.
No, I mean,
I'll shoot 100 at the end of the season and see how much I
no,
can do.
you should shoot 100 free throws every day.
I don't know. Coach Knox, you think I can shoot free throws better than you? Coach Knox,
Yes.
you think I'm a better free throw shooter than you?
I mean, literally, we were shooting. I was trying to shoot for you guys, so I had to try to miss. And even when I was trying to miss, I couldn't make it. So.
You want to know, Corey? However, I do have to say.
I guess he's just trying to so you can go to the league or something.
Well, I expected that we'd have more, we'd get more money, more free throws made. But I mean,
And I was dating. He said, if I make this half-court shot, I can, will you go, I don't know, sometime, I don't remember what it was, will you tell me what? And he made it, half-court shot, and I was like,
I don't have to.
one of the first.
Good to me.
hey, you're Jackson.
Give that, you need to give that.
Well, I'll give it to him tomorrow.
He said it's a fundraiser, I think.
Do I need to make
It's fun for
how
me.
much it was? So I know how much he gets to eat.
That's the fundraiser for lunch.
Every day,
Yeah.
fun.
Coach, you got business with you?
So you can have fun.
We made fun of it. That's the night from
I'll go. I'll go.
Hey, I would love that.
Shots every day.
That's more than freaking the best free throw shooter of all time, Steve Nash. You know Steve Nash is 100%. I know. Steve Nash.
You're like closer to goal than he is.
Steve Nash got 6 votes.
Steve Nash? No.
Steve Nash.
Let's ask Gooch. How tall was Steve Nash?
We had a plan, and we were.
6'3". Did you see Steve Nash in person?
Basketball.
Mom, didn't you mess me the other day on 6'6"? That was on Twitter. I'll be in too. Watch this.
What are you gonna do to me now?
Like this. Shaking hands. Yeah. Wait, where's my sign from? Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. You should promote this on Duncan High School basketball.
Okay.
Left shake?
Are you left-hand shake?
You want Gina in the background?
Yeah, come on, get back there.
Yeah, front again.
Picture.
Okay, ready? No paper.
Boom. I'm trying to do this round.
Yeah, you guys gonna go to?
It's like you coming into the box around.
Hey, you love it. You love it.
Yeah.
My bad.
You can just see that. Just see that the day. The question is, are you gonna be still
Good
in
question.
that little car? You brought the little matchbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, I'm like the best teacher.
Now we could have said.
I gotta know.
Well, just the rest of everything.
Whenever, hey, we just take some flicks of it, like doing our handshakes. Some flicks of it. Because I'm just starting to. You're gonna have to do that.
Okay. Like when you run.
Like when I run and do the handshake. And
Yeah. And I tried to have one of the first. So that's
I didn't need come here. No, I'm good. Oh, you muted it? Take my hand. Take my hand. She didn't write it.
Okay, you get over there too, Jacob.
Take it, take her out.
You deserve it. He's not taking it serious. Come on, Jacob.
Take it serious.
Take it serious. You work hard for this. There you go. Yeah, okay.
He can eat one.
Good to see you.
He has his place.
Oh,
Yeah, well, Victor, he's got it right. Yeah, it's really good food. They're right next to me.
I was going to eat lunch. Where are we going?
Don't break your teeth. Because your dad fixes the eyes. You got some other stuff.
Good job, Max.
Are you walking back or are you right? You're getting it away.
I can put you to sleep right now. Granddad, take a picture with your son-in-law, your favorite son-in-law. See you soon.
Jacob, hug Victor over there.
Let me see your jacket. Hold up the book.
There you go. Good job.
There's checks in there. Don't cover her this knee.
There you go.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then Mike can put a hand underneath. Yeah. Yeah. Teamwork.
Great job, guys. Granddad, smile. Come on. Smile like you're happy. There you go. Smile like
I am fine.
Hey, Chrissy, you got it.
Great job.
Yes, you can wipe your face and back to normal.
Face fans.
Smile.
Okay.
Give a good smile.
Now, the boys and mom and dad.
I will. I'm saying I will. I'll take your shoe.
Go hold this, sir.
Be careful, guys.
Yeah, you guys hold it. Whoa. Yeah,
Take her off for someone. Yes, yes. No, we have to do the funny one. Come on.
Wait, do it like this.
And hold. Okay. Good. All the time.
You should, yeah. Hey, let's try to win the beginning. I don't want anything.
Ready?
I didn't make it weird.
Good. Great. One.
Boom. And then we sing this one?
Of course.
One shot.
I'm gonna head out. On Friday.
Family first.
See you then. I'll bring you
Ah, what the heck? I hope it's not upside down.
Come on, look, this is our handshake that we're doing.
This is our handshake we do every day.
It's only I've got it.
They have to get 75, 73.
They're getting up to 93.
Pat, you have to go some intermittent goes in between them.
You said what?
Some intermittent goes in between them.
I know.
Jackson,
Yeah.
your game's
Huh?
fine. Your game's fine.
I will. Watch it. It's our first game. I'll be owning the paint. First last game.
Oh, not on the paint, on the floor, baby.
Ooh. Hey, Jackson. Jackson, you hear him? He said, don't on the paint, on the floor, baby.
Jacob, just go in home because I think we're gonna go eat.
The only thing that would have made this better is if it was your little food. That's the only thing.
And he doesn't have a beard anymore, though.
Oh, the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a beard. He doesn't have a beard. You gotta drop it. Drop his beard.
Worse. Worse, but it looks like. But I
So what's going to do?
I got it. Great save.
Take your show.
Something else.
Oh, show it. Yeah, sure.
if someone's got to tell you it's your show, it's probably not your show.
I love this though. I gotta go check out the axes. I think we need to do
Yes.
My dad and Chris are gonna take it.
a
She's here. Get ready.
yes,
What?
team building.
Yes.
Party.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dad, can we throw axes?
Sure, it's $10
Better,
for-
Mike, better. More, I know you're
Yeah.
hot.
Come on, can I have some bucks?
I'm-
Yeah. Good. That's great.
Team building. Yes. Then let me get
You should stay in my hand. Go ahead.
She's talking about that. Well, that's, okay.
Then never mind.
I'm gonna give her one of these.
Is that gonna fit on your hand?
Shoes you want for track.
What shoes?
The alcohol wipe.
Just Nike ones. I think
I
most.
mean, you want like two shoes?
I won't be able to see your face. That's the big face.
So that's facing
If you look that up,
Yeah, yeah,
it'll
yeah.
show like some.
No press too hard.
It,
Okay.
most of them are like neon green. They have
Nice.
like orange on them.
It does
It's
look
like
like
this
it.
is
It's
But
someone
you want to
you
make sure you.
Yes.
I suck at
Throwing shoes.
this,
Yeah.
but I mean, I can
You know
click
you
a
want to
button.
try it?
Look at this.
If you set it up, I can click a button.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm serious?
Someone should take your picture.
So, like, that's just.
So-
a little bit of tap, of course. But, you just tap and then there's
Stuff
your.
going on. So, huh?
On the side of it.
Yes.
So it says, no.
Get that eagle body right there.
Yeah. And then,
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure you go to the.
Fly eagles fly. Or not, maybe not fly eagles, but fly Disney Eagles is fine. You know, this might be his last year.
No pressure. No pressure.
Except for that.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Is it look right? Okay.
Yeah. Or it would be pulling them.
Yeah. He's like, he's third.
Better?
Yeah, but it's not.
Oh, nice. Good job. Yeah.
Getting ready for it.
Yeah.
Just two
You miss out on
professionals.
that.
Travis is the
Yes.
Andy Reid's like a billion years old, dude. I don't know.
But he's so funny.
Andy Reid.
Why don't you guys go up there? I might if I get a picture of you guys too.
Okay.
The next question is,
Do we want to keep this going?
Hey Jay, can you turn this one off, please?
You want this one to up?
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
One last shot. Everyone look this way. Give a thumbs up, everyone.
everyone.
Give a yippee.
A beat?
We don't.
Yippee.
Yippee! Oh, yeah, I thought you meant like, yeah, I was going like,
Yeah.
like, you know, yippee! Yippee! Woo! I'm the only one. But I
Okay,
did one
yippee
all.
on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yippee!
Whoa.
Ready? Perfect. 1, 2. Lovely. Oh.
That's what I would say too. If I were coming, possibly, I would say so.
Like his first response, saying we will not say anything.
Got a lot going on. Well, that sounds great. How about?
I saw a post about it.
Read the prostitute.
Super fun.
I got it.
Give me one, Christy.
I mean, I was the first one who doesn't work
Like,
here.
oh, like,
to get
that background is terrible.
Surround you.
And the light is like behind you.
So many things.
Everything is just, yeah.
Maybe I should be like,
But not all.
even though it's not